Hello everyone, welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So this is going to be your monthly tarot readings for the month of March 2021, and it's going to be for your North Node by sign and house. So not your sun, moon, or ascendant. Now, the reason I do my tarot readings based on your North Node by sign and house is because it's recognized in astrology that the North Node is your reason for incarnating on Earth, basically your soul's purpose. So I find that the readings are much more relevant than doing readings from a sun sign or ascendant or a moon sign. If you're unfamiliar with your North Node, in the description box below, there's going to be some links for you to watch a couple of my videos regarding your North Node by sign and house. And there's basically two videos that you're going to want to watch. You're going to want to watch one for your North Node by sign and the other for your North Node by house. So let's begin the readings. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly tarot reading for March 2021 for everybody with their North Node in Aquarius and or the 11th house. So I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible. So may it be. So I do sometimes an extra long shuffle because I only stop shuffling when intuitively I feel it's right. Sometimes they take a little bit longer than others. So thank you for your patience and bearing with me. But we want to get the accurate right and reading correct. Okay, so this side of the table, this spread here is for the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and this side over here is from the 15th to the end of the month. Now, what I'm seeing that's going on right now is there, for a lot of you, the overall theme is the theme, I guess, if I had to say it in one word, were decisions, okay? Decisions on all levels, emotional decisions, mental decisions, in every area of your life, like what direction to go. Okay, some of you may have experienced recently like the ending of something, and you're looking like, and that could be a job, relationship, a way of thinking, whatever it is, and you're looking at which direction to go into. Okay, now for some of you, you may be experiencing with these decisions some confusion. Okay, that's okay. All right, it's to be expected. You've gone through a lot, but it's like you're trying. What the energy that's the first half of the month is, if you've been feeling even months prior to this, you're trying to get your bearings. You're trying to find your direction, and some of you may be unsure of it. That's okay. That is going to change, and I'm going to tell you like the way to help that, okay, change. some of the reason that this has taken place is through like a way of being that you've been for years, like the way you've reacted to things, the way you've been in your life has not worked. And so you're at this like kind of turning point. So as I said, something either has ended or is in the process of, and like it could be on different levels of different things, or one thing like a job, relationship, career, or something, or like a way of thinking. But this confusion, the way around it is, remember that what you're moving toward is Aquarius and the collective, and you want to start to take into consideration, like the way you hone in what direction to move towards is, what is going to be a direction that is not just going to satisfy my needs, a direction that's not just going to satisfy my ego, a direction that's not just all about me, but a direction that will help the collective, will help the group. So if it's a job situation, which way should you go? Maybe, there's this way or that way. Whatever is going to enhance the group as a whole, the collective, the organization. And if it's in a relationship, okay, that's the direction you go. If it's in a relationship, the direction you want to go is, what is the best option for, for the group. Now, here's the thing. I know that you have within you, you've got a lot of incredible talent. And I know that some of you maybe have not, it's been frustrating because you might not have been recognized for these talents that you have. That's okay. You will be recognized for them, as long as they're used not to enhance, just or enhance or enhance or gratify just yourself. If they're used in a way that can help the collective, that can help whatever organization you're dealing with, or family unit or friends or whatever, if they can be used in that way, then all of the accolades will follow. Okay. And so really what I'm saying for the first half of this month is like, okay, the way out of this confusion is just think about that. Think about, and a big thing for a lot of the North nodes is assess, like start to think back about patterns in your life. It's always a good thing. Are you seeing patterns over and over? I know me personally, like, look, I do these readings. I do readings for myself. I use tarot as a self-help tool. That's how I got into it, okay, over a decade ago. And it's amazing for that. But I'm in this with you. Like, I'm constantly trying to self-evaluate. I'm constantly learning. I'm not at the end of my road. I'm constantly every day like learning and trying to improve. But one of the things that is really helpful that I do, and I suggest that everyone does, is at certain times, see if by looking back you can see patterns. Because it's really funny how a lot of times, you see people, like you might have a friend or a family member or a loved one or whatever it is, and you know their life and you go, wow, you could see these patterns repeating over and over again. But it's like those people who have those patterns don't see it. And it's like, we don't see our own patterns sometimes. It's not hard, just like look back, but it requires, it requires being objective. It requires being honest. And it's not always like, fun to look. If there's a certain pattern that's happening in your life over and over again, you recognize it and say, okay, what part do I play in that? Because, we are the only common denominators in our life. There's no one else that's a common denominator. Like, we are the main players of our lives. And so it's like, we can't say like, you live for 25, 35, 50 years, like, oh, it's everybody else. Like, no, it's like, we are, in charge of our own life and our destiny. Okay. So, that's why looking at these patterns will help. By doing that, I think it's going to give you this like more clear perspective. Now, moving on to the second half of the month, I feel like a lot of you will like look at these patterns and be able to make the changes. Some of you, it's going to be like more difficult. I am getting that there's an energy that, especially with career goals, like maybe whether the career you're in now or the career you hope to have, that there's this energy that if you can begin to see what it is you want to do in the world, how it will help others and help the collective. I'm seeing this huge energy of promotions moving forward, like accolades, and it's because it's right. I can see it's right there on the surface, but you can't see it or access it yet because you have to see, excuse me, where the patterns lie and what it is you need to tweak, and how that you move from being kind of all about maybe like yourself and maybe how you can be of help and assistance to the world at large, your organization, your family, your friends, whatever it is, and you can start to see that. Now, there is, for those that don't see it, I'm telling you that there could be, as this at the second half of the month, this continuing kind of discontentment. I'm seeing this for a lot of the signs, and I'm seeing also from because you're not, like there's a wake-up call, okay, that wants to take place, okay? And the reason why, as I said in the beginning half of the month, some of these endings in your life, these abrupt endings and whatever it was, were meant to wake you up. That's what like endings do. They are abrupt sometimes because they're meant to wake you up. And then it could mean like, just something happens, like boom. And it's like, okay, that's why they call it a wake-up call, okay? And so this is why these things, if you don't want any more wake-up calls, we have to wake up, right? So that's what's being brought out. So again, I'm seeing like these, two groups of north nodes in Aquarius and the 10th house, or 11th house, that these two groups, and some of people that are seeing it, but for a lot of you, you're not quite seeing it yet. That's the way out. To summarize, see what it is. Everything you want to do has to be something that is of value to the group and the collective. That's where your success will come. Later on, when you do that, all of those inner gifts that I know you have and you've been wanting to share will be able to be utilized, all in good time, okay? And realize that, especially when it comes to all areas of your life, but especially like work, career, things you want to accomplish, there's huge successes that are right there in the surface. Just tweaking it, looking at the patterns, getting rid of the patterns that don't serve you, and learning from those, moving forward in helping the collective, whether it's relationships or jobs. And, there's a huge success that's right there on the surface for you. So go out there and make it a great month. Do the good work. And thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you have any comments down there, would love to hear from you. And remember to watch 2 videos. Watch one for your North Node sign and one for your North Node house. So take care, and we'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.